Mr. Speaker, DRIPA impacts every law in the books in British Columbia. The Premier is just not your run-of-the-mill Premier. He is a lawyer who also happened to be the Attorney General during the time that DRIPA was brought in and also the Interpretation Act changes came in. He would very well know the legal ramifications of making statements like there are 20 cases being amended right now, creating extreme legal liability to British Columbians. The Premier would have known exactly what he was saying and what that exposure was. He has now told us that on the advice of the Attorney General, who should also know whether that legal exposure is actual real or political theatre, to actually not worry about it. We don't need to pause anything. We don't need to change anything on the legal books. We can just let things continue on for the next 6 months while conversations happen and there's no legal exposure, and everything else can continue on and get changed as this government is thinking under the provisions of DRIPA. So a very simple question that this Attorney General has dodged several times today. Did she provide the advice to the Premier to stand down and there was no longer legal risk for those 20 cases over the next 6 months, or did the Premier not tell what was actually happening to the public when he said that we needed to pause DRIPA for 3 years because of extreme legal exposure? A Premier who is a former Attorney General that ought to have known exactly what he was saying when he said that.
Attorney General.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Again, we are dealing with a very challenging issue. We've been clear about what we see as are the legal risks with the decision with Gitgatla that is we're searching for an appeal on and a clarity in the law. We have an opportunity to solve that issue with First Nations leadership, to solve it in a durable way where we can move forward without that liability and continue the good work under DRIPA. This is a conversation that we're having with many people transparently, and we are working as a team to solve this issue, and we'll continue to work as a team to do that. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.